Microtech, I think you're confused as to what micro is. What are we going to look at? We are going to try to find a way to look at the Microtech Arbiter. We got to find a way to get it into frame. So hang on a second, because that's what we're looking at today. So yeah, I had never seen one of these. I didn't even know these existed until just here. Oh, that's my mount for my other phone. Here just a little bit ago, we did a weird knives video, and I saw this on a website, and I was like, I didn't even know that existed. One of my paying members, John P., reached out to me and asked me if I'd be wanting to look at it, because he had two of them. This is impressive. I definitely messaged Anthony. I'm like, what were you thinking? This is the Microtech Arbiter. And I thought maybe this was an old model that I'd missed out on because some of the markings looked older. No, this was made in April of 2022. This was made this year, M390. This thing is massive. So I'm going to get some info about it, and we're definitely going to talk about it again. But this is not going to be a real long video. We're going to talk about some of the things about it. This is an impressive knife. So first things first, beautiful carbon fiber pattern Kydex sheath with a really unique locking system. Belt clip system and mounting system. I don't know anything about these. I don't see anything marked on it. I don't know if this is something proprietary. I see a logo on it, but I have not looked anything about this knife up. I don't even know price. I just wanted to give it some first impressions. As you would expect from Microtech, there are a lot of bells and whistles here. This is an impressively made knife. You have got their proprietary hardware on here for these. I imagine that this knife came with the tool for it so that you can actually do it. It is a fixed blade. There's not a lot of Microtech fixed blades out there, but the ones I've seen have always been amazing looking, and this is no exception. So you have a heavily checkered G10 handle with proprietary hardware on a massive slab of M390 steel that's done in a recurve buoy style. That is ground incredibly well. It's got a nice look to it, beautiful stonewash. But the other thing about it is it has got a sharpened swedge, if my camera will continue to focus with me. Sharpened swedge on the back, comes up piercing. I want to do a couple of size comparisons for you. So as you can see, this is my mat. So 9 inches gets you about halfway down the blade. So I want to get some stuff out for size comparison just to show you. So give me just a second, because the first one is going to be the Cold Steel Countertack Boot Dagger, the Countertack 1. You can see right here, this is not a little knife. This is a relatively large knife. I thought these were smaller. This thing is like, you cannot, it's off the mat. I had to change our viewing perspective. I had to change my entire setup. It is so much bigger than this knife. So our next knife is going to be the Buck Knives 119 Special, which is also not a small knife. This is the Scream knife. This is, as you can see in my triple XL hands, is not a small knife by any stretch of the imagination. So that gives you a good perspective as to the enormity of the Arbiter. So our last knife is going to be the Spyderco Police, and I did that because I know that this knife is just about 9.5 inches overall. So you have a good perspective there. 9.5 inches overall on my Spyderco Police, which is another really large folding knife. This is probably one of the largest folding knives I own. So you can see right there, this thing's huge. So let's get this stuff out of the way and take a look at this. I actually forgot, guys, last thing I wanted to use, because everybody tells me I keep forgetting to use a banana for scale, as is popular on the internet. So there is your banana for scale. It is a big knife. Let's get this out of the way. So there you go, guys. This thing is, like I say, I'm not at all joking. This thing is a beast. It is huge, but the fact is, it's, as I would expect, it is super well done and comfortable. If you get up in a forward choil like that, it is locked in and well balanced. But the fact is, even if you're not, it's really well balanced. You got the double thumb ramp here, which I'm a fan of. Jimping everywhere that is, okay, I'm typically not a fan of jimping in these areas, but this jimping is just bitey enough just aggressive enough that it does well here and lets you know that you've got a really good grip, but it still is functional. As far as, like I said, blade finish, beautiful stonewash on this. It does have some little marks on it and stuff that you're going to get when you do a vibratory tumble, so you have some long ones. It is good. Now, the blade on this itself is, like I said, a massive piece of M390, but they have ground this down so thin that it's still got enough meat behind it to support it. It goes up pretty rapidly. This thing is terrifying. Let me get a piece of newspaper and we'll do a quick edge test out of box. That's still factory edge. I'm not going to do a lot of cutting like cardboard and stuff with it. It is not mine. I don't want to trash it. John was like, really, he's like, please just don't like do cold steel style, tests on it. So let me get some paper and we'll do a quick cut test, just edge test. Guys, I don't know how I let it happen, but I'm completely out of newspaper down there, so we're going to have my Veterans of Foreign Wars monthly magazine that we're going to use. This thing, nasty, nasty sharp. I have never had a Microtech come that was not sharp unless it was due to blade shape and design. Like I've said, my Ultratech dagger blade, the double-edged version I had, I was not impressed with how sharp it was, but that had a lot to do with blade shape. This thing, and I'm being ever so careful because my initial instinct is to just reach in and grab it, but you've got a swedge on it that is almost as sharp. Like it should be. It feels as though it will. So, yeah, it's a little bit more blunt because it doesn't have as much transition, but you definitely have a sharpened swedge that could do a lot of damage in this. So like back cuts. I'm not sure what purpose I would ever use this for. It is really awesome. But Microtech has made some fixed blades. They've made several fixed blades that I really like. One that looks a lot like the original Rambo knife, but it's super polished, Marfione custom, that kind of thing. This thing has got a lot of bells and whistles. You've got a skull crusher on the pommel, big lanyard. I have to say that this is one of those great big knives that I can honestly say I would throw this in that combat tactical realm. The sheath on it is super good. It does have a little bit of rattle, but I mean, look how big all of this is. You're going to have some rattle. There's no way you're not going to have rattle in that massive thing, unless you lined it with felt or suede or something like that. The sheath is nice and rounded, polished. All of the seams are nice and clean. Like I said, this entire connector system, I was looking at it. I had said that I wonder if it came with the proprietary hardware. I think that you just put it in this way. I think these are just for show. I think these are just heads on that, and you would just screw this in from the back. So you can adjust this however you want. This would be definitely something I would say would benefit from being carried scout carry. This would not be something you would easily be able to put on your belt vertically, but you have all kinds of holes that you can lash this to your gear. If if you are carrying this military and you're wearing, an LBE and you've got your Alice pack and you got all your stuff, this would definitely lash to gear really easily so that you could put it on an Alice pack. You put it anywhere you needed it, so you had this. So it does have a weep hole to let moisture out if you were in a wet environment, but M390, I've never had anything on M390 that got anything more than just a little surface discoloration that I just wiped off with a rag and a little bit of alcohol or soapy water. So yeah, I don't know what the point of use for this would be for me right now. It's something that maybe 6 years ago me would have a point of use for, or more accurately 15 years ago me, when I was still active duty and I would have lusted after having something like this with my gear. I would imagine that for my purposes, this knife is prohibitively expensive. I know the usual pricing of Microtech knives. When I do the full review of it and I do all the stuff, because I am going to play around with this, I will look up price, but I'm in my head, I'm already like between $900 and $1,200 for this item. Just because I know that this is, I know what a piece of M390 this big costs, is why I'm saying like to make it worthwhile. That forward finger choil is amazing. It feels so good choked up on like that, that like I love this knife a lot. Like I said, though, I just don't know what I would do with it. So, guys, yeah, I'm gonna end this. Let's turn this around, do some final thoughts. We'll get you sent out about your day, and I'm gonna figure out what I'm gonna do with this so I can do a second video. But I just thought, this is so cool. I thought maybe you guys would like to see it. I'm just stoked that it's here. So let me get this turned around, do some final thoughts.
So there you go, guys. That's one of the more nutballs things I've had on the show. This thing is incredible. I just, I love it, but I know it's so impractical and there's nothing I would ever do with it. So I don't even, I'm afraid to look up how much it costs because I know I want one so bad. But at any rate, guys, that's it on this one. If you like the videos, give them a thumbs up. If you don't like them, give them a thumbs down. But please try to tell me why. I can't change the content and you don't tell me what you don't like. If you want to support the channel, there's a bunch of ways to do it. Big shout out to John P. for sending this along so that I could have it on the channel. That's one of the ways. If you got stuff that you want to see on the channel, reach out to me. My email address and stuff is down below. You can also reach out in the comments. Let me know if you've got stuff you would like to see on the channel that you're willing to send. And if it's something that strikes my fancy and I think it would be something that would do well on the channel, absolutely you will see it on the channel if you're willing to send it. But the best ways to support the channel are to like, share, subscribe, drop a comment, hit the bell icon. If you do hit the bell icon, make sure you've got notifications turned on your device or you will not get notified of all the content that goes up with all the live feeds. And I am going to start doing some more shorts because I've missed doing them. There are some other ways you can support the channel. If you want to support the channel financially, that really does help out. But there's some ways you can do it that don't really cost you anything. And the biggest way is down below. I have a ton of affiliate links. The newest one, Doll Strong Knives. If you're looking for good quality kitchen cutlery, it's all down there. I can save you 10% by using my affiliate link. All of the affiliate links down below, you can get in and it doesn't cost you anything extra at checkout. As a matter of fact, a few of them absolutely have got discounts that go along with them. So the other ways you can do it, I have got a membership down below. I've got a lot of members. We have a lot of fun. I've got a bunch of stuff set up for them. It's tier-based. There are a bunch of tiers you can get in. I have a gilded server that I've built for everyone. Premium and baseline tier members get entered automatically into a giveaway that I do off of YouTube there on the gilded server. And the premium guys have access to a sharpening tutorial series I've built for them. And I have a merchandise store over on Ember Shirt Co., which is another place I can save you 10% at checkout by using my coupon code CrazySharp, capital C, capital S, CrazySharp. And it doesn't just work on my merchandise, it works like any of the merchandise over there. Some pretty cool designs from guys like Primitive Forge, Hiking with a Viking, and some other guys over there. They've got some really good merchandise. So not to make this take any longer, guys, I love y'all. Keep it clean in the comment section. If it's your birthday, happy birthday. And I will see you next time.